Good day, everybody. This is Tikwe, also known as Richard, and we're coming back to you with another English game playing against the Holy Roman Empire. His name is C First. Had a quick chat to him after the game. I think his level around 40 or 50, if I'm correct. But just a very nice game to start with. I think I actually attacked the sheep right there accidentally. That's the first time. Thank you very much, Scout, for attacking my little sheep. We do need that extra damage on the sheep, right? So you can see with the English, we're on the east side of the map, playing against C First. He's playing the Holy Roman Empire, and he is, on the west side of the map, but nicely in the middle. Map's called Heelandale. What you'll find with Heelandale is you'll have these central or three choke points and defended by these nice little walls, so 1 2 3 around the base. Not the most wood. Depending on the map, you sometimes get bigger wood spawns, but it's not a lot of wood this. So you can see it has a small little patch here, berries here at the back, a nice safe hunt. As you can see, safe hunt here at the back. So we're going for the standard English start here. 6 villagers on the food, going over to 2 on the mining camp. I did want 2 scouts. I am not sure how much sheep this map actually has. I do know if you go out the sides at the back, usually you pick up 1 or 2, and then like you can see right here, right? I'm also on my way now. Let's just check at it from my perspective. I'm coming back with 4 sheep, and like I said in some of my previous videos, I am comfortable with transitioning with 4 to 5 sheep. That's all I need to kind of get into the late game. I actually picked my sheep up all the way here at the back. He's actually doing a really good job with his sheep. He has 6 right here. We can just quickly look at it from his perspective. Any other, yeah, direct scouting, second scout out here to the side, so also a double scout. He has the prelate out, which is perfect for the Holy Roman Empire. One thing to note is, specifically in this type of situation, if you are the Holy Roman Empire, the better thing to do, these villagers running out, right, you'll see they won't, the new villagers, they won't have the inspiration. So you can see those villagers are dropping off 14, but this villager, let's just check, I think he's only going to drop off 10, because he did not get inspired by the prelate. He actually does. That's very interesting, because he doesn't get the prelate upgrade. That's very interesting. I wonder if that's a bug. I'm not sure, because the prelate needs to inspire before you get that upgrade. It shouldn't be 14 food from the get-go. But anyway, so he's actually going with the Mineswork Palace. Now, Mineswork Palace, as you can see right here, acts like a blacksmith. Technology research here costs 30% less and research 30% faster. So it works like a blacksmith. That's huge. Guys, like Mineswork Palace at the moment, I need to get back onto the Holy Roman Empire. Actually going idle here, C First. I'm sorry about that. Probably just dropped off your sheep a little bit late than garrisoning to kind of pick off my scout. Well played there, well played. So, you know, going for 4 villagers actually on the Mineswork Palace. So a lot of good things happening on his side. We also, like you can see, very comfortable with those 6 villagers. I actually tried to go for a Mineswork for Abbey of Kings, but I decided, okay, well, in this type of situation, when I ran with my scout here, I heard the Mineswork Palace go down. So I was like, okay, I'm already late, so let's rush this. So you can see I'm pushing this with 7 villagers, and immediately going for a barracks. We have spare wood in the chamber here, and that's just to make sure that we can get those archers out if we need to. But one thing you do need to know about the Holy Roman Empire is that they have very, very strong men-at-arms. I think it's called early men-at-arms in the Feudal Age. So what that means is, as soon as you get a barracks out, which should be the case if you want to go Mineswork into maybe 2-3 barracks, I actually have a video on my channel. I'll link the video around this area, so you guys can click on that if you want to go check that out. But when you go with a Mineswork Palace, it's actually a great landmark. I like going for a double barracks because you keep high villagers on food, so you try and get up to 8 villagers on food and you keep them on food. You have the 4 villagers on gold. You use 2 gold villagers and wood villagers to build the landmark. In the English, it's different. I use my gold villagers to build my landmark, never my woodline, because of the high expense of wood on these longbowmen. So on my side, just to show you guys what we're up to, I transitioned into the deer at the back, because you'll see soon the sheep are going to run out, and I don't want to count on the sheep. You only have 250 food on the sheep, deer 350, but what you'll see with the villagers, they actually gain 25 food when you are going for deer. As you can see, when we're gathering this food, 12, 13, 14, it's going to go all the way to 25. And I have like a pet peeve with these hunts with a deer just walking around, when I'm like, dude, you need to die. I need to have you close or under the windmill radius, these little yellow zones. Otherwise, I don't feel good about it. So something I maybe do too much, but go figure, is like what I have. So you can see now with the Mineswork Palace, he's actually going for a stable. So not sure why stable and archers. I think he was scared about the English rushing. So he came in on with a scout now on top of me. See first here with the Holy Roman Empire, and just laying, well, not harassing, I would say it's a better word, on this outpost, trying to go up. And immediately as soon as the scout came in, I only started to train a spearman. So I wasn't trying to waste any resources, because I wasn't sure what's going to happen or what is happening from his side. I know he aged up well before me, so I was expecting maybe a men-at-arms push, because I heard the Mineswork or the landmark go down, but I didn't know which landmark, right? So because I didn't know what landmark did go down, I have to assume he's going to go fast castle. He can go for the relics. He can push in with men-at-arm rush, which I have seen a lot more Holy Roman Empire players do right now, which is quite scary, you know, because it's a high tank unit, and you're not gonna deal with that with longbows, and you're also not gonna deal with that with Vanguard men-at-arms, because his men-at-arms are gonna be upgraded, early men-at-arms, and if he gets Castle Age and he does get that upgrade, he's gonna sit with men-at-arms you know, standard men-at-arms. So it goes Vanguard. You can see the little rank here. It's 1, right? So you go Vanguard to upgraded early men-at-arms to men-at-arms, and men-at-arms to elite men-at-arms. So that's the 4 upgrades that you have. You can see at his side, there's no barracks going down. So I think this is maybe a bit scared playstyle. I think from the way he played, he needed to maybe do scouting, which is inside my base actually, and use the scouts to get information on what I'm doing. Because in this type of situation, you know, I'm not seeing any harassment happening from him. I am considering going for a double town center push. I am very heavy on the gold. So let's say you're the Holy Roman Empire, you run into the base right here. You see this many villagers on gold. You know I'm going for fast castle. There's nothing else I can do as the English, right? So little harassment coming in here from the spearmen, from the horsemen, sorry. So they have that nice little +1 right there, and that you can actually give credit to Mineswork Palace. You can see how cheap these upgrades is. 35 wood, 87 gold. That's insanely cheap, and it's 46 wood, gold, sorry. So let's say you do go heavy on food, heavy on gold, right? You don't need more than 4 villagers on gold, and you can put everything else on you know, on food. You can see now a little bit of idle time, villagers trying to do this little run around because there's not enough sheep in this situation. So you want to expand to the hunt, expand to your berries as soon as possible, because you're running out of food. You can see now that 17 idle villagers. See first, I'm sorry about that, but that feels bad, man. But you can see the food's getting dropped off now. Now those villagers need to go 12, 13 idle villagers. That's all these standing around the sheep. So what we're trying to do is, I think it's because of the microing of trying to get the walls off down. That's 100% fine. A lot of villagers walking around, idle time on the food villagers here, very little on the wood line. So I think the best thing I can say, if you were to play the Holy Roman Empire in this type of situation, is that you need to focus on microing your villagers better, to decide, okay, I'm gonna go for wood, I'm gonna go for gold. and I decide before the game starts on what resource I want to spend. So in my situation, you can see now I have gone into you know, feudal age. I did go heavy on gold. I expanded to my deer. I used my food villages to rush a second town center. So King's Palace works as a second town center, and works with all the so it says act as a town center with all the behaviors, technology, units, and bonuses. So you can train scouts, villagers, get the textile upgrades, you know, rally. It works as a town center, right? And it can garrison 10. It actually increases population. I didn't know that. I didn't know it increases population. It is a town center, so that's actually interesting. I also learned something right now. So I want to show you guys something. I still have only those few spearmen, right? So we have 5 spearmen. He has the archers, the horsemen, so went for a good push. But I didn't do any upgrades, guys. I'm turtling as hard as you can expect, and what that means is I'm walling off. So what happened here is there was this stupid little gap right over here, right? So I had to spend another almost 100 stone or 60 stone just to close off the side. He actually came in and killed 2 villagers there because of it. So now the horsemen are here, archers right here. I tried to run away is the best term. And another thing I want to show you guys with this map, you can see I did wall off here at the back with a wooden wall. I have a giant gold vein inside. It's not often that you get the big gold vein spawning like this inside. Sometimes it's just 2 small ones. When you do see that, it's 100% to turtle up, because you are going to get that extra gold. So now, one idle villager here still has sheep left because I transitioned into the deer, so food is very safe. But now I need to go into higher wood and I need to get safety first. So I did not want to leave my base open, so I actually used all my gold villagers and stone villagers to just force build this wall down, because that's going to force him into siege engineering upgrades, into you know, castle upgrades or castle age upgrades. So I know he has to spend resources. So in that type of situation, either you have to go for siege and use this army, right? Which wasn't a significant army that we had right here, and we know the King's Palace is gonna be very beneficial to get those resources up. But in this situation, if you're the English, you have to decide, okay, I'm gonna expect this guy to go for relics if he goes into the castle age, which should happen probably very soon. We can see sitting on 1,100, and yeah, very, very close. So you can see, because he used resources to train military, you know, that age up is going to be a little bit delayed. I used villagers to gather stone, so you know, you have to choose your poison and where you want to spend your resources. No more spearmen coming out. 2 strangler spearmen standing on the outside here. You know, nothing fancy. I walled off here. I even I know I have only a wooden wall here, so if this was again you and you have scouting information, let's just check it from his perspective. He knows about the wooden wall here. He did have the scout here at the back. So this was the ideal area to siege if you wanted to push. So now berries are finished, more idle time on these villagers. You know, they don't automatically go to deer. It's something you have to physically micro, because they stick to the activity that they're busy with. So even the villagers are building. If they're building and you have 10 other buildings around this, they'll keep building. If you click the villagers on gold, for argument's sake, let's say they're farming gold, one villager builds a gold mine right here, but you can actually select all of these villagers, let them farm gold, shift click a mining camp right here, and just leave it. So what means, as soon as this gold runs out, they'll automatically go and build the mining camp and continue mining gold there. So you can micro instructions to your villagers very easily. So now I'm still not seeing any aggression from his side, so I'm like, okay, cool. First thing we do is we get a marker down so I can stabilize my economy. I feel the Rus has such a big advantage at the moment in the game. Just talking about a different faction here, because they can actually trade so well with those tickets if they get that line mark down, and they're not losing any resources on this. For me, for every bit of food, if I sell my 100 food, it costs me 130 gold, so I'm losing 30 to 60 to 70% of my resources. If you have too much food, this can actually go as far as you know, you have to sell 100 food for 10 gold. That's how low it can go. 90% is, I think, the maximum that the market actually goes down to. So I used a lot of my food. You can see we are very comfortable on the food. I moved all my berry villagers over to the farms because I get more out of the farms because I have all three upgrades on the mills, those farming upgrades. Let's just check on his side so I can show you which upgrades I'm talking about. These little one, horticulture, the second one, third one, can't remember the name now. We can actually check it. When we go to the mill, those three upgrades are called horticulture, fertilization, and precision crossbreeding. So those upgrades are what you're going to use when you are the English, and you want to get them quite early because I actually don't think I don't have the third one. I don't know, there was a little bug with this 2 mills, probably because this one is upgrading. That's probably why. So we're getting the fertilization now up, and because you're the English, they have this extra bonus to the farms, which says here farms harvest rate is increased by 15 to 20 and 25 and 30% by age. So even in the first age, you have that 15% increase in food. So that's why you see English players go for the farms, because you already have that 15% increase in food harvesting rate. If you add wheelbarrow to that, then that even adds more to the food harvesting speed, and that's perfect. So now we did go actually fast Imperial. I have myself walled in, no aggression. I actually closed off the back corner here with more stone walls, and just to show you guys what I had to do, what I had to sacrifice to get this fast castle, right? I had to sell all my wood, all my stone. I was almost on 800 stone that I had to sell to get to a gold capability of going for fast Imperial Age. The reason why I wanted to go for fast Imperial Age, because I'm focusing on safety, I'm focusing on the turtling. So I'm focusing on getting these farms off, and what I was thinking of is, okay, cool, if I have all of these farms, let's say I'm sitting on 50 to 60 farms, I know he has relics. I know I can't compete with the relics and the gold per minute income. You can see now he's sitting on 300. How many relics does he have here? We can actually try and see. He still hasn't gone for, he actually went for Burgrave Palace. I would say also Burgrave would have been much better right here on the front, because the running time from here to here is already about 20 seconds. So if you get those units out very quickly, it's going to have a very long running time. And please, if you're playing the Holy Roman Empire, please do add a few land cannons. They do area of effect damage, kind of like what a mangonel does when it slashes or spreads its damage. A few land cannons are not going to get focused down in 50-60 men at arms, you know. At the same time, you have those mace upgrades, you have the two-handed weapon upgrades, you have all the armor upgrades. Those type of things makes your men at arms unstoppable. And a few land cannons inside that army, because you can train them with the Burgrave Palace this quickly. Not an expensive unit. It's 160 resources. The men at arms is 120. So it's 40 resources more if you have the relics and the gold, that you can really just steamroll an enemy very, very effectively. This type of army it's huge for the Holy Roman Empire. And if you go look at my side, I have how many village? I think it doesn't show how many militaries. It only shows how much you kill. But I want to keep an eye on the. You can see 2,200 food per minute. Now it's starting to siege down. I still have I have 0 units. I have 0 military, guys. So personally, I think I'm lucky that I got away with this playstyle. I did not intend to go for Imperial Age, but the only point I can make is you have to focus on getting information from your enemy and trying to understand what they're thinking. And that's just playing more games that will teach you to understand that. Even on a villager count, we cannot see that here. We see that here. I'm sitting on 64 villagers. He's actually sitting on 56 villagers. So a bit of a villager gap. Only going on to stone right now, so you can see the stone right here. But Palace of Swabia, Imperial Age for him, he's going to train villagers at 60% faster, so effectively 3 town centers if you have those town centers. And the 20 minutes for the relics is also a little bit late. If you are not going to use the early aggression with the Burgrave Palace, you want to get the Burgrave Palace up and you know, focus on 0 stone, very little wood. You're just going to go hard into gold and very heavy into food. So that means picking up the deer, expanding to this deer camp would have been a good idea. Berries right here, which he's actually doing. There's the mill, more berries back here. You just want to keep hammering on your food so you can use this speed of the Burgrave Palace, which trains, I think it's 400%. It works as 4 barracks if you have the Burgrave Palace to get those units out. So now he has quite a significant mass, 2 trebuchets, and I want to show you guys, just looking quickly back at my map. I'm sitting on 6 knights, guys, and the thing is, now I'm training full stables, but he does not know this. From his perspective, he does not know what's going on here. I'm completely walled in. He sees this landmark. He sees, okay, this guy's defensive. He has to blind push with this army in here as soon as the wall goes down. But I actually want to bait that army in, because if I fight underneath the my landmark here, the Berkshire Palace, I'm gonna get the castle, the network of castle bonus, and I have my reinforcements pushing in very, very effectively. So now, as soon as the wall goes down, you can see I'm actually trying to get a gate up. We were repairing the wall just for a timing push here, but now I'm sitting with 16 lancers, a few horsemen by accident, and actually a random villager. There's the army right there, guys. And all I'm trying to do is I'm getting rid of the threat. Threat is counterweight trebuchets. They can take down my Berkshire Palace, and I know I can, you know, kind of run through these units, and it's horsemen. Horsemen are not going to be effective. It's 12 damage against a 4 armored unit, so 8 damage per horseman. You know, just 5 horsemen basically siege down both trebuchets, and now you know, it was 16 horsemen, knights actually. Now it's 9, and reinforcements right behind it, and 2 very, very brave villagers. More knights coming in, so you can see just with my economy right now, 1,600 food. I'm selling the food to get gold, because I don't have the necessarily gold per minute, but the farms are helping a lot. So if I had to idle for 1 or 2 minutes, I can just go mass knights and get those knight upgrades, go for the elite knights, and with the elite knights and the upgrades, focus on getting the blacksmith upgrades, then going for a university, and now I can push in. So again, trying to understand where the weak points are, where your strengths are. So I'm sitting with 411 knights right here, trying to get into his keep, and we just decimated, you know, 90% of his army. So it wouldn't be a good idea to back off right now, because I have an advantage, and to go onto this keep that's almost done would also not be a good idea. So the next best thing is to cut off his resources. So we are going to force idle time here. That's 11 villagers already idle from pushing in here. Luckily those 2 brave villagers are still alive. Let's call it Jack and Dill. Jack and Dill on the hill, you know, going for a very aggressive push with his knights. So, you know, going for gold, going for wood, trying to see what we can find to isolate. So I do find the wood line. I'll show it from my perspective quickly. That's what we see. And now we're going to fight these villagers with their little daggers and just pick off all these villagers. And I made 20 to 30 units, guys. The biggest win that came from this game, and I'm sorry about that, see, first, I think it was the idle time on the villagers, your food management to transition into berries and very heavy walls when I was not putting any pressure. That's wasted resources. It's a good idea to do something like this, very, very good, especially late game, but you will have to then push into that Imperial Age yourself, and you can get that done in less than 15 minutes when you start playing the Holy Roman Empire right. If you don't go for Burgrave, and if you go for the Palace of Swabia and the Archon Chapel. But yeah, he does tap out. I think it was a very good game to show you guys the English is capable of going fast Imperial Age. You do need a few certain conditions to make that possible, and use your farm to your advantage. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I will link that Holy Roman Empire video quickly, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank